Welcome back to the channel. Well, my previous video was the M670 disking and field cultivating back in my food plot area, and I mentioned about the UTS diesel leaving, which will be tomorrow. Today is the last day of May 2024. So I want to do a little tractor talk. How's that? Won't be a whole lot of action, but it's gonna be a lot of talking, but I got props. So as many you know, this is Minneapolis Moline UTS diesel. This particular tractor has the Minneapolis Moline made 283D, which of course D stands for diesel. Has the American Bosch PSB pump on it. You know, it's 100% Minneapolis Moline. Well, of course Bosch made the pump, but so this is what was sold in the US. I'm sure somewhere in Canada. I'm sure some got exported. But speaking of exported, there was some Minneapolis Molines that were shipped overseas that let me back up. Some Minneapolis Moline U's that were shipped overseas that were retrofitted, or anyways, they had a different diesel motor on them. Here, let me get you out of the sun. Sorry, I apologize for that. Anyways, there was the Dorman diesel and the Meadows diesel. And one of you, Peter, over there in England, which, Peter, I appreciate you. You comment on every video, and I always get it kicked. There's a yellow tractor and the British flag there. I can't, what you call it, Union Jack, is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, oh, speaking of being wrong, quite a few videos ago, I was working on, what were we working on? Oh, I was working on that Farmall A, and I was kind of trying to teach Jake, not to be careful on that battery, not to arc it, because he was prying off the positive terminal and was touching the frame, or other metal other than the battery. And somebody commented about he would not have made a spark. I'm paraphrasing, this is not exactly what they wrote. Would not have made a spark because the negative post was detached. The cable was off of there. And I mistakenly thought he was wrong, and I said that on a video following that. Well, I tested that theory, and that gentleman was correct. If when the battery cable was hooked up, the negative side was hooked up the ground, and if you touch the positive post to metal, it would spark. But if you unhook that post off the negative ground and then touch the post of the positive to metal, it did not arc. So I was wrong. So I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. I mean, so I learned something that day. Anyways, enough of that. Okay, Peter. Peter is from Lancashire, right? Is that how you say it? Us Americans would call it Lancashire. But anyways, he's from England. I won't give you his full address, but I do have it for the bungalow farm. That's kind of neat. So I'm sure it's fine that I read this. It is in English. That's good. It's in cursive, but luckily I'm old enough that I can read that. So I'm gonna read this. He has a lot of great information on here. He sent me some pictures via email, and I have some pictures here that I'm going to show you, but I want to read his letter. So there, I'll set you right here. Yeah, there we go. So anyways, all right, so it says, "Hi Dan, as promised, please find enclosed some photocopies from a couple of English sales brochures and a couple of copies from a small book called the Album." So that is kind of neat. This sales brochure is from a dealership over there. Oh, and I believe it's a copy of it, which is fine. Oh, I want to find the dealership here real quick. It's on one of these pages. Okay, it is from, it says Sale Tinley and Company Limited, Workingham, Berks. Is that Berkshire? I would imagine, in England. So I'll show it here. I'll try to see if I can take a picture and upload that, somewhere about right now. But anyways, we'll get back to this letter, then we'll come back to this. So the small red white folded brochure was a provisional specification leaflet for the Meadows diesel engine tractor, the UDS. The main colored photocopies are of the, I think that says proper sales brochure. Yeah, I think that's for both the Meadows diesel and the Dorman diesel engine tractors. There's also a copy of the Perkins. Oh, so there was a Perkins. I do have that from his email. I think it's a green colored Perkins, if I remember right. But anyways, copy of the Perkins brochure for the L4. And he has in parentheses TA diesel engine that was available as a replacement for the gasoline kerosene TVO engine in the UTS tractor. Due to paper shortages during World War II, England produced a specification sheet for each tractor model. There's a copy of the U-spec sheet enclosed. It's all just a bit of English history, which I like all history, to be honest with you. Anyways, I hope you find it interesting. Your YouTube channel is great. Well, it says best regards, Peter, and his last name. Which I guess you read the comments. He always comments, and his name's in the comment. It's Peter Houghton. So, Peter, I really appreciate you, which I know I said earlier, but I can't say that enough. So he's always got great comments, and it's always neat to hear stuff from over there. He sent me the emails, talking about the ships that had tractors on them that got just pushed over the side, and I think he talked about some of them being in a harbor yet or something or other. But also it says PS, the Perkins L4 with TA in the parentheses, that's what it is, diesel engine was also fitted to Farmall M and Massey Harris tractors. A smaller Perkins P3 diesel was available for the Allis-Chalmers B. Wow, that'd have been something. A diesel engine and Allis-Chalmers B, which we all know Allis-Chalmers B is not very big, but I bet it was extremely fuel efficient. Extremely. So, all right. Oh. Peter sent this to me quite a while ago. I don't know if there's a date on here. 5th of February, 2024. But, here, give me a second here. I just want to, if I can show you some pictures. So this one here, which I'll get to in a second, has the Dorman diesel. Dorman, D-O-R-M-A-N. So, I'm hoping this shows up better for you. So that is a UTS, which looks like an early one. Check out the rear rims. Those are neat. Of course, the sheet metal is a little bit different. The grill looks like a red nose U. Let's see. I'm gonna read this for you here. It says a Dorman engine UDS, which seemed to be more popular of the two models, possibly because of savings in cost. Even so, the choice of engines given an all-in cost of $1,030, I believe that's pounds, for the Dorman, and $1,200 for the Meadows. So it was a little bit cheaper for the Dorman engine than the Meadows. For Meadows engine, doomed the tractor from the start. It must be that was expensive. So, and it also says, with the rush in early 1950s, produced low-cost diesel tractors. Frank Perkins Limited of Petersboro produced diesel engines for conversion of existing TVO type. Here is a Perkins L4 as been fitted into a UTS rated at 46 horsepower. You notice how it's a air cleaner comes to the outside of the engine. Yeah, that's different too. Okay, because this is Peter's writing here, I'll read it to you. Because English fields were generally small and the high price of the UDS diesel tractor compared to the Ferguson TE20, well, that ain't even close to the same tractor, but that's me talking, not Peter. Anyways, tractors with 3-point linkage, draft control, not many UDS tractors sold here in England. Many were exported to Australia. So yeah, that is kind of neat. Here's a copy of the sales brochure. This tractor has, you can see the difference here. This one has the Meadows diesel, which, the hood looks like it was changed a little bit there and boxed out to, get my finger out of the way, and notice where the air cleaner is there. Then this is the Dorman diesel over here, and of course they're showing the back side of it, but you know, air breather and muffler are the opposite of the Meadows. So let's look at horsepower here. So this one says 46 horsepower for the Dorman, but the Meadows was 65. Wow. And it says BHP, so I assume that's belt. So wow, that's a big difference there. So that's that's quite a bit. Oh sweet, look at this picture here. So this would be the this one here, right? The Meadows. Yes. All right, so this is one with a Meadows diesel in it. Way cool looking. I mean, and just you know, there's a lot of differences from what we have here. So cool. What's going on? Nothing. Jake's out here saying hi.
Hi.
See, told you he was out here saying hi. Wow, this is cool. He sent me all kinds of stuff, and I'll try to upload the pictures that I have too that he gave me of some of them over in museums over there. So you know, you can even notice, like, you know, that's how they spell tires over there in England. You know, where we are TIR, you know, ES, and they are TY. Interesting. Here's another one too. The PTO on the UDS tractor runs at a standard speed of 575 RPM at a governed engine speed of 1275 RPMs. Isn't that something? Yep, 24 volt system. That's neat too. So, all right. More specs. This is a spec sheet for the Model U from the very early 1940s. Because of the Second World War, there were paper shortages in England. Please see note below. This is kind of neat. I know I've already read this once, but owing to enemy action, we regret that we are out of illustrated catalogs. See how catalogs is spelled? But anyways, and I'm sorry for the echo. I'm sitting between these two fenders, and they're echoing. But I just thought with the lighting, this was the best. But we trust we shall shortly be in a position to supply. Meanwhile, we hope that this will convey to you outstanding features of the newest, best, and most modern tractor in its class today. So I just think that's kind of neat. So U tractor, 1136 rear tires, 550 16s on the front. The gasoline engine with the Minneapolis Moline engine. So 283.7 cubes, 1275 RPMs. That's 4 1/4 diameter by 5-inch stroke. So yeah, it goes. I don't know if you guys can read all that or not, but sure is neat, you know. High speed 20.1 miles per hour, it says. Capacity 34 gallons per minute. That's the water pump. So, all right, what else we got here? There's just a lot of neat information on here. Front axle, H section, pivoting at center on removable bushing, knuckles, drop forward steel, weight of tractor, front end rest on Timken thrust bearings. So, Mr. Timken supplied those too. The main fuel tank held 18 gallons, and there was an auxiliary on these, apparently 2 gallons. So that's just pretty cool. I can't say enough about all this stuff. This is so neat. I can grab my phone. He's so many oh, look at this. All right, here's another picture of the Perkins L4. You can see that. That pump there looks like a pump on a Cummins, but you know, something similar. I mean, I don't think it's not the same because it's Perkins, but look, this is neat. You see that? See if I can get zoomed in there. I think it says MM right in the middle of that. Kind of looks like Olympic rings, but I don't know. This tractor's, it's got a bullet muffler that's back farther than normal. You know, it would have been over here. You know, the breather's way back there. It's got a cast iron steering wheel on it. This is, yeah, beyond cool, that's for sure. All right, let's see what else. Yep. Oh man, so there's so much to read here. And it says the L4 motor in the engine and U rated to develop 47.5 belt bhp, which like again I said that's probably belt horsepower at 1400 rpms. So neat. A lot of cool stuff in here. Lots to read, but cool. Well, I just thought maybe I'd share that with you, so you know, if you guys that are over on the other side of the pond, you know, see those more than you see these. You know, you got something over there that we don't have. I personally have never seen one of those. I know what did they, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Dorman diesel, was in the Turkish ones. They call them the Turks. Anyways, that was kind of a neat thing too to see. Have I seen one? I don't think I've seen one in, no, I'm second guessing myself. I think I have one of the collections out west, but I'm not positive on it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to show you share those pictures that Peter sent me of ones over there in England. And see if I can maybe put some music to it or something, you know. I don't know, we'll see. But man, like again, Peter, I owe this, a lot of this research or props or whatever to you. I really appreciate you. So all right, well, I think that might be enough for another video here, get this out to you. So if you have, or even if you have one of those U diesels that have the Meadows or the Dorman, or even one with the Perkins, that was, you know, exported over there or made over there, because I know there was a factory in England where that's what they use. So, but I'd like to see them. You know, you can email me at molindan at gmail.com. So that comes right to me, and I'd love to see them. So I wish there were, maybe that's a good thing too, that you could send pictures, you know, in the comments here on these videos, but it's not all that easy. So I'm gonna try to get those pictures, like I said, on there, and we'll go from there. So hey, I appreciate every one of you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.